It's not too late to still do this, is it? Hi, I played a lot of really cool games in 2025, and I just really gotta talk about them. New games, old games, all sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna show you everything I thought was neat, give some things a little critique, and then we're getting into my 10 favorite video games of 2025. New year, new Nintendo console, that's pretty big. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say they don't find it as magical or innovative as their past consoles, but it's like, dude, we're kind of out of ideas at this point, right? Hell, VR is real now, and that felt like science fiction to me when I was a kid. The Switch 2 is exactly what it needs to be, a sharper and snappier device that finally has the power to keep up. We're just in that dry, early period where there's not really a whole lot to play for it yet, so I'm still not really using it all that much. They play a lot of Mario Kart though. I love it. It's full of funny little guys. I love that you can be Peepa. I love that you can be Spike and Charge and Chuck. My bouncy boogie brain full of Mario homies was having a grand old time. And I love the grinding, the little side hop mechanic flicking into a wall ride. It feels like I'm doing more with the buttons in Mario Kart for once, and I really like that a ton. DK Bonanza had me doing stuff I've never done in games before. This is easily the killer app for the Switch 2 so far. Now, I certainly wasn't as into it as others seem to be. I'm definitely more of an Odyssey guy. I like the jumping and stuff, but it is hard to deny how impressive the tech under the hood here is, and smashing your way through every level is immensely satisfying. I especially love that big junk dig site level. Like, I cannot believe how well the camera can actually figure out what to show you when you're doing this. It is wild. Kirby Air Riders, I only got to try briefly. That thing is gnarly, long overdue, and they brought the boom, man. Any game where you can be my favorite cute little evil bastard, that gets a check in my books, and the Scarfies too. You can be Scarfies. What is with Nintendo finally cluing in that I want to be all the funny little guys? Thank you, yes please. Prime 4, that's finally real after 300 years, and I gotta say, dude, it is everything I've always wanted from a modern Metroid Prime when it comes to the graphics. Otherwise, I thought it was like, okay, it's fun, but in the same way I hope FromSoft worlds get back to the tight interconnectivity of Dark Souls 1, I hope Metroid Prime gets back to the tight interconnectivity of Talon 4. It's fine, but it's an overtly safe sequel that's just not as fun as the previous three, so I don't know, maybe it's like a Pikmin 4 situation, grabbing new people in, making a new engine, and hopefully paving the path for a more ambitious Metroid Prime 5. At least I hope so. I do have to say though, playing a first-person Portal game at 120 feels smoother than Snail. And the Joy-Con 2s actually recreate those Wii controls way better than the original Joy-Cons. Like, this here I thought was just absolute crap in the hand. Full-on pretend. Like, I'm not actually gonna play a game this way. I'm so happy they made this feel way better because I was a big fan of Prime's Wii controls. This feels amazing. Still a ways to go before a lot of Switch 1 stuff is got new versions or they play a lot cleaner. They just did Xenoblade, but I'm still hoping for a nice shiny new version of Pikmin 4. That's probably what's gonna get me using this thing a lot. I do wish more Switch 1 upgrades were like a free transition. A lot of PS4 upgrades to PS5 do that. Mario Odyssey has a seamless free upgrade, but the way it's going now, I'm pretty sure we'll be paying for most of these. If you want my brutally honest opinion on the thing, like, I do like it, but there's not really a whole lot out for it yet, so it's pretty pricey for what you get at the moment. I would wait maybe a year or two for more stuff to be out for it. That's my Switch 2 take. It's good, but sleep on it. And while my Switch 2 takes a little rest, my Steam Deck still has a caffeinated buzz, dude. This right here is still my go-to device for most of what I play these days. I was playing the original Hitman on it, like the original PC-only one. Holy crap-a-roly, is that game rough as crap. Getting through some of those longer missions, it is a nightmarish gauntlet of perfection through a janky mess of overly sensitive enemy AI.
Hey, alarm! Alarm!
Most people are gonna find this game unbelievably frustrating, don't even try playing it, but I don't know, something about it just hits me with the good slap, you know what I mean? Like, ow! Hurt me more, Snake. I love the graphics and the funny dialogue.
I need to use the bathroom.
I tell you, Steam is just amazing for old games. You can get The Sims 1, and it just works great on this thing. I played this game so much as a kid. Thank you, Steam Deck, once again for putting a childhood favorite back in my handy-dandy hands. I still can't believe you can play RuneScape on this thing. Oh, dude, speaking of MMOs, I was actually itching to play one early in the year. One that isn't too demanding, though, because I'm not, like, super into MMOs. but I just wanted something relaxing, and I found a surprisingly good one called Torim Online. It's like 10 years old.
I played it on and off with my wife for a little while. It is a cute little game with real simple mechanics and quests and stuff, doesn't take itself too seriously, and yeah, it is a good mindless grind with pleasant music and cute monsters, and it encourages playing with friends too, so if you need some mindless noise to talk over, this is a great way to do it. I love every area, the lush, dreamy worlds they string together. After a while, I was really getting the hang of the layout and just walking around without even looking at the map. 10 years later, and they're still supporting the hell out of this game, and the player base seems pretty healthy too. I also just happened to make my account right during a Hatsune Miku event. Good timing, I guess. Damn, I can play as Miku. Into the summer, I was playing Natsuman, 20th Century Summer Kid. It's basically a spiritual successor to Sony's old Baku no Natsuyami summer vacation games on PS1, PS2, PS3. You got this cozy little world to explore, and it's got this awesome art style that looks like modern PS2 graphics, and there's so much stuff to find and do. You got funny little platforming and an upgradable stamina bar for climbing higher and higher and higher as the summer marches on. This game reminds me so much of when I was like 8 years old, and my dad used to take me and my little sister way out into the highway into a patch, and we would go blueberry picking, and when we were doing that, we would find all of these like car wrecks in the grass, and that just felt so cool to me as a kid. We're up close to the big electrical towers, and here's a game where it's that, and you can climb up everything. This daredevil little cracked out circus kid is even climbing up the factories and stuff. Man, what a thrill seeker. It actually made me feel like a little kid again, just wandering around a fresh area and finding so many mundane things that end up feeling so magical to you. It is relaxing as heck, adorable as hell, and I could not recommend it enough if you like cozy video games. The Switch version kinda runs like ass though, so I don't know, I'd recommend either waiting for a Switch 2 version or just play it on Steam if you can. But do not forget about this game, please. It is a wonderful little thing, and way more people need to be playing it. Oh, here's a funny one. Hey, do you ever want to wander a cryptic industrial liminal space with King's Field / Echo Knight controls? Yeah, nah, absolutely not for everybody. Absolutely not for most people. But Apparatus X Animus takes the bulky controls and makes it the whole point. They take it and make it the foundation of a mysterious exploration game. Yeah, it's the kind of thing you know whether or not you're gonna like it just by looking at it. Another one I tried on Steam a while back was Envelope. A really great premise to this one. Inside that envelope is a ransom note. Instructions to take somebody out in exchange for your kidnapped loved one. So you follow the directions, you meet with some freaked out dude at a corner store, and he's clearly roped into this too, and hands you a revolver. But shit, he doesn't know what happened to the bullets. Well, time to explore a big open world, talk to characters, do side quests, dig up holes and find items, and prepare any way you can, hopefully finding bullets and more, to storm the mansion and take out the target. I guess it's kind of like a different take on Hitman. I did find it a bit frustrating, so I don't think I'll ever finish it, but I did still have a blast with it just because of the premise in the open world and how much there is to do and how much cool stuff there is to find. The right person is gonna find a new favorite, I think. If you want to bonk some bugs with your buddies, I suggest checking out Fly Night. I love the way this thing looked. It's like they made a first-person dungeon crawler out of RuneScape graphics. It's not very long, but it's a really fun co-op game that is dirt cheap on Steam. I also tried out the demo for an upcoming Yume Nikki-like all about the cosmos called Skyless Blind. This is a real ambitious thing that seeks to push that formula into something absolutely wild. The visuals are gorgeous. Like, look at that, dude. The worlds are so alluring and vast, and the story is all about brilliant cosmic concepts. It's gonna have you thinking about the whole universe as a whole. That's redundant, James. The demo is pretty wild, so if you're a big Yume Nikki head, zip your butt over to itch.io and get on this thing. I got the link in the description. I'll have the link to any PC game down there too. Here's one that is like marketed as funny, but I found it a lot more just peaceful and relaxing. It reminded me a lot of Outer Wilds, how you have that spaceship and you gotta get it around with all this physics and stuff and you gotta repair it. Imagine a version of that that's multiplayer, and me and my wife were just going on a little road trip trying to get this RV across the forest. There's a lot of those co-op hiking games these days, but this one really stood out to me. So if you want a thing like that, but with like an Outer Wilds RV, check out RV There Yet. Now moving on over to the PS5. Hey, not everything can run on the Steam Deck. That Snake Eater remake was actually pretty fun. Okay, so forget the graphics. I love the tweaks to the gameplay. I like the tweaks to the camera in both styles. So removing the over-the-shoulder camera from classic mode, that makes you actually play the way this thing was originally designed. Now, splitting these into two separate modes was something I initially groaned at. I was just like, just give me both of them together. What are we doing? But I quickly realized, oh no, the view friction it gives you here is actually really valuable. Even that new over-the-shoulder modern camera, it doesn't give you the overhead. And it was also adjusted to be way closer in, so you actually have to work with your entire arsenal of different ways you can look around. They tweaked the gameplay here so freaking well that it makes me wish you could play this version with the old graphics. I mean, at least give me the classic PS2 model as a costume or something. I do at least like the way all the characters look in this one. Like, they went for that video gamey action figure with tons of detail look, like Evil Within or The Sinking City, over true realistic humans of like Last of Us or Uncharted. That's how it ought to be done in my opinion, because you get the intimate detail of carving through the mud and brush, living the experience as Naked Snake, sneaking through the jungle, as well as keeping the stylistic character designs. It feels like I'm looking at video game characters and not just actors. I think they did a pretty swell job on this thing, and it makes me a little bit more confident in Metal Gear's future. Scorn! I talked about trying this game on Game Pass a few years ago. I didn't get too far in it, but I got my own copy on PS5 now, and for the first time ever this past year, I beat the entire thing. And I gotta say, that is one of the coolest horror games I've ever played. No, that is one of the coolest video games I've ever played in my life. It doesn't just give you the Geiger look, it talks the Geiger themes. That ending, it left me with so much to think about. I'm still thinking about it, not just like literally what is biologically happening here, but also thematically what it's saying about the grand horrors of biology itself. I know a lot of people didn't really mesh well with the combat. There's not really a whole lot to it, so I could see somebody not even really being able to devise much strategy. But all those years of Mario 64, it's got me with a guy moving brain, so I adjusted to it pretty well. You run the fastest going forward, so you have to use that run past them with a hit, and then turn around strategy. I love the atmosphere, I love the cryptic puzzles, I love the kinda crappy combat. This is such a James-ass horror game, dude. It is absolutely a new favorite of mine. On the subject of horror games on the PS5, I finally played the RE3 remake. I passed it up hearing mixed stuff about it way back when, but I am so glad I finally gave it a shot. It's not as good as being a remake as the second game is, sure, but it's still a pretty damn fun thing as its own game. By the end of my third playthrough on Inferno, I truly despised Nemesis. And I think it's pretty cool they managed that. They went sicko mode on the set deck too. The posters, the toy store, the neon signs. They made Raccoon City a place I wanna be. Oh wow, I played a lot of Resident Evil this past year. I still think 7's my all-time favorite. I know that's not a super popular opinion, but oh man. That was the one I think that got the most love at its bones, if that makes sense. Oh, I beat Tofu Survivor for the first time this year. That was wicked. Oh my, I was sweating by the end of that. Oh my god. You unlocked 2 more characters! I ain't doing this. On the indie side of survival horror, I tried Post-Trauma and Tormented Souls 2. Really sick seeing games still do the classic fixed angle and tank control stuff. I found Post-Trauma decently original despite its slow pace, but Tormented Souls 2 kinda feels like more of the same. Both good though, if you like this sort of thing. If you ask me, neither holds a candle to Heartworm though. This feels like a combination of classic Resident Evil and Fatal Frame. The way you swap the camera view, ooh, that's spicy. If you like classic style tank control horror, this one is made with a whole lot of love. This one's just on Steam though. The other 2 are on PlayStation and everything else. Of course, playing games like the classics had me wanting to go back to some classics. This past Halloween, I was playing a lot of the PS5 version of SIREN. They put out this new version of it with a rewind feature, so I figured, yeah, let's try this. Let's see how far I can get without a walkthrough, just the bits I remember. It has been a long time, but holy did I find myself adjusting to this thing just right. SIREN is like fine wine, dude. It's just your experience with it that has to age, you know what I mean? Sightjack and Shibito sneaking around such a grim and dreary hellscape, a Japanese limbo between reality and the underworld, made right out of the best PS2 graphics Sony's ever put out, at least in my opinion. Like at the time, this was AAA, and it shows, like the amount of detail and polish here, it still really holds up. And still, nothing in the world looks as amazingly uncanny as that facial capture. I want a SIREN 3? and I don't want it to look like Blood Curse, I want it to look exactly like the first two. Still had to look a few things up. It is a confusing game that you should never feel bad about consulting a walkthrough for, but man, I am so happy with this new port of it. I was playing it on PCSX2 for a bit on my Steam Deck, just emulating it, and while it did look awesome with that widescreen hack, the Shibito kept getting stuck on corners. I was getting little glitches that was affecting the game. So I was so happy that I was looking for that, and I did not see any of it in this new official version. I just know official emulation's been dodgy in the past, especially Nintendo's here and there, but no, SIREN is totally safe from the usual weirdness. It's just a straight up really good port of the game. If you want to play an all-timer for the horror genre, the true and worthy sister series to Silent Hill, it's only $10, and the rewind feature allows for way more experimentation. I think that'll really bridge the gap for people that would struggle to get into the gameplay.
Winding the clock back to the PS3 days. Oh, PlayStation Home, how I miss ya, I miss ya. I did the soft mod on this guy just to play that fan preservation of PlayStation Home. Hard to find anybody actually playing, but it's still awesome. Just walking around all the different lobbies and areas and taking in all the memories. Like, dude, I used to play this when it was bustling with people all over the place. There used to be people everywhere here, and I was there for it. It's kind of cool and melancholy, you know. Made sure to leave my mark when I was here. Hey, check it out, got a second high score in that UFO thing. I'm sure it won't be too long before somebody beats my ass off the leaderboard, but hey, for the time being, Nitro Rad was here. And with my brain wrapped up in a big old box of 2008, I busted out my PSP and started playing Silent Hill Origins on my late night October walks. I honestly just wanted to play PSP again because I miss when handhelds were actually pocket-sized and fit all nice in your hands like this. And yeah, I still don't think too much of this game, but I really love the atmosphere and the sounds and stuff. PSP graphics are really growing on me. It's like a blockier PS2 with simpler textures. I love it. The way Portable Ops looks, I don't know, it's not a great game, but I like looking at it. Been watching stuff on this too. I found out Vegas can still render Sony's old weird PSP format, so I've been converting entire shows to watch like it's a road trip to Newfoundland in 2008. This thing has made me want an actually portable again. Like, I like these guys, but I'm not bringing them anywhere. Now, I found out they do make things like this. There's a whole bunch of these Android devices, and I got really hyperfixated on this one that looks just like a PlayStation Vita, but holy crap, it was just way too expensive. And that is why I am married to the greatest woman on earth. Dude, I can't believe Tori was saving up to buy me one of these for Christmas. And it is an amazing device too. The speed you get in and out of the games, and I can put all of my old games on this thing. I played through Dino Crisis for the very first time. I bought that on PS3 years ago, and I never got past the intro, but wow, I never expected this game to be so puzzle-centric. And that T-Rex moment, dude, that scared the socks right off my pants. Oh, I even got some lightweight Steam games running on it. Dude, Corn Kids on the PlayStation Vita, yo! 24 Killers as well. Oh, Silk Song runs pretty good on it. Yeah, of course I'm playing Silk Song. Of course, who's not? Void Stranger is easily what I've played the most on this thing so far. What a wicked device for this game, pocket size, and it even takes screenshots. This is one of the most James games yet. Not just because I love stuff that goes outside the box, all Anodyne style, and makes a puzzle out of the game itself, but I also just really love this kind of video game. So even before I was seeing what made it so special and mind-blowing, I was still having a blast with just the core puzzles. I was so happy watching this thing get harder and harder. Like, I grew up on Adventures of Lolo, so whenever I see block games like this, my brain gets excited. I don't talk about puzzle games. It's actually like my third favorite type of game behind platformers and horror games. I love puzzle games. This is like one of the greatest puzzle games I've ever played in my life. Over the past few months, I've been completely lost in the void, tearing the game to pieces, discovering all of its secrets, figuring it all out. At a point, these rooms stopped feeling like levels, and it felt like as much of a place as like Clocktown did. I grew to know the halls well. Like, no longer was I looking at level 33, level 34. I was now looking at a tangible area that I knew the history of and learned new ways around. Now, I did cheat once or twice looking at the wiki, but I'm super glad I powered through the whole final mystery without any guides at all, because that was one of the coolest things I've ever played in my life. I'm so glad Tori got me this thing, dude. I don't know if I would have had the patience for this game if I didn't have it on something so freaking convenient. I wish more Steam games worked on it, but anything strictly 2D does seem to work just fine. Oh, I should get the rest of those endings in 24 Killers. Dude, Mega Man 9 on something that actually fits in my pocket with an actually good as heck D-pad. Oh, that's the dream, buddy. That's the dream. But I got one more really special game for you before we get into my top 10.
It doesn't run very good on this thing. I tried. I played it on my Steam Deck. But dude, have you ever heard of Grun? I think every human being on Earth should play Grun. You basically show up to take care of some old guy's yard for the weekend, and what begins as a simple gardening gig slowly evolves into an eerie mystery adventure game full of unsettling secrets around every corner. Talk about game worlds made with love, dude. There is more love in this little world than I think I've seen yet. Oh my god, this was based on a real place too, in the Netherlands. It was just a guy in the Netherlands basing on his own little hometown, and I had somebody on social media be like, oh wow, that bus stop. I used to wait at that bus stop every morning. It's got this wicked sick time loop mechanic similar to Majora's Mask and Tulip or Outer Wilds, but it is streamlined and efficient in a perfect way. I've never seen it done quite like this. You can beat the whole game in 20 minutes if you know what to do, but it is all those little tricks you learn with every loop engrossing you in an amazing world full of quiet little discoveries along the way. I got hours and hours out of this thing, unearthing every weird little quirk and spooky secret and unlocking every ending. This is one of my favorite indie games ever freaking made, right up there with Corn Kid 64 and Outer Wilds, dead serious. This is a top fiver, actually. If it didn't release in 2024, if this came out this year, I'd be giving it the #1 spot of the countdown. Easy. It just perfectly encapsulates my obsession with what I like to call cozy horror. Now, it's not really a horror game, but I mean, look at this. There's parts that are freaky deaky, but overall it's a very relaxing and chill game. There's just like a whole bunch of really funny ways to die, and those are all the different endings. Everybody I show Grun immediately falls in love with this thing, so like please try to play it, even if you got like a laptop or something. Because like I got people that normally don't play games on Steam talking about it non-freaking stop, so yeah, I hope they do get it on console. Like as many people need to be able to easily play this as freaking possible. It is one of my favorite things ever made, so please try to play Grun. But yeah, that just about does it for my whole scattershot, everything new and old. Now, it's time to get into my top 10 favorite video games that came out in 2025. Number 10. Here's a game I knew I'd be all about the second I saw it. Baby Steps. It's a hiking game where every step is a game of Mario 64. You have to control each foot, each step individually, landing each landing, stepping each step, and you can fall and slip and bust your ass, and when you do, you better start praying he's not gonna fall back down too far. It's not as hard as it looks. Like, yeah, Nathan's gonna fall over pretty easily at the start, but as you collect those fruit, he does get better at balancing himself, and it ends up giving the game that dual layer of getting better. You feel the character getting better, and you feel your muscle memory also getting better. Until you're so damn good at it, you want to try a run where you skip all the fruit. They nailed the pacing of this thing too. I usually find this sort of thing really frustrating and punishing, but you only lose so much because in this vast open world are a bunch of smaller scale structures. And yeah, I do get kind of mad at it sometimes, but hey, you come back with a fresh mind and a fresh set of patience, and you're gonna be whizzing through stuff that was giving you a hard time the other day. It's the sort of thing you come back to poke at every now and then. If you like very physical games about trying to get somebody somewhere, I don't know, like Quap or Getting Over It or Octodad, or even physics-based platformers like Glover or Mario 64, I think Baby Steps is something you would have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, that was so good and yummy. It had a sweet flavor, but a little bit of funk in the middle of it. Yes, papaya!
Number 9. Silent Hill is back, buddy. I almost still can't believe they're making Silent Hill games again, and so far they're not bad. Yeah, we got a weird one that not everybody likes, but I know from peeping around the net that when this one clicks, it clicks hardcore. The love I see for Silent Hill F is just unreal. Like, this is a story that has not only deeply unsettled a whole new generation, but has also shattered our hearts and souls as a truly tragic tale that hits real and hits hard. Pretty bold of them to try a total focus on melee combat. Nah, there could certainly be a little bit more to it, but I found a lot of the enemy encounters to be really tense, and it got a lot of fun survival horror strategies out of me time to time. The setting is one of my favorite things about this game. It felt like walking through a panel straight out of Higurashi. And the monster designs, I thought they were the best in Silent Hill 4. It is far from my favorite Silent Hill game, but as a weird, different thing, I think we're gonna look back on it pretty fondly as a cool part of the series. Number 8. The long-awaited follow-up to Moon is finally here. Stray Children, a bizarre journey that takes all the usual RPG stuff and flips it on its head. Moon was the game that inspired Undertale, and in turn, Undertale has inspired them right back. You got the bullet hell social puzzle fights, the love and curiosity-based humor, and of course, it's got all the signature themes of the draining weight of adulthood crushing your soul into paste. You know, just like Tulip and Chibi Robo had. It's wonderful. It has been a while since I've laughed this much at an RPG. The writing is so endearing. It's easy to tell the creators of a few of my favorites are definitely behind this thing. You're slammed into weird scenario after weird scenario. One of them, you're locked into prison run by these silent snowmen who only move when you're not looking, or exposing frauds in the Kingdom of Frogs. This game's got really good frog music.
Froggy, 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 ra-ha-ha.
Oh, that's good. I can see some people finding the battles annoying, but it's nothing you can't solve by just looking it up. So yeah, if you like silly games with a lot of heart, Stray Children is something you gotta play. Number 7. Was I born in a lab? That's all I could think when I was wandering the halls of Caput Mortem. The setting and visuals here brought me right back to Call of Cthulhu Corners of the Dark Earth on the original Xbox. If anybody remembers that old thing, brains in jars, old school alchemy, experimenting with life itself, and making monstrosities that roam the hallways. The interactivity here is so freaking cool. The way you steer your hand around the screen with the right stick. You do this for everything simple like grabbing a doorknob or picking stuff up, to things such as lighting torches or playing Simon Says with the homunculi so they don't kill you. This is the first time in ages I have felt this freaked out by dealing with an enemy. Since the right stick moves your hand, turning and looking it up or down, that's all on the shoulder buttons like it's Kingsfield or Echo Knight, so you're mashing at the buttons trying to get the view in place so you can make those gestures with the hands, and it's like, it's kind of tricky, it's kind of tough, but you can do it, and it's like, oh my god, I mean, yeah, it's panic-inducing, and it's so freaking cool. It's a pretty short game, only about like an hour or two, but I'm gonna be thinking about it forever. It's so damn cool that it's totally worth the 15 bucks, or at the very least, throw it on your wish list. Right now it's on PS4, Xbox, and Steam, and yeah, it reminds me a lot of Shadowgate 64. Check it out. The same guy is currently making a doggy Resident Evil game where you play as a character that looks like he'd be on the shelf at Toys R Us in 1998. It looks really cute and fun. Check that out too if you like cozy horror. It's called Fright Train. Number 6. I've got my reservations for newcomers to the AAA horror game scene these days. I still got my guard up after being so disappointed by Callisto Protocol. Like, I really thought that thing was gonna be the next Resident Evil, Dead Space Evil Within type thing, and it was the most mediocre horror game I've ever played. I guess I just really had to wait a couple of years for that, though, because Chronos the New Dawn swooped in and slammed itself into that spot without a hitch. It's not the most original game. 90% of these mechanics I've played in old games before, but it is one hell of a fun remix. Execution is key, and Chronos seems to understand exactly how to do this kind of stuff really well. Tight inventory, scrapping resources, saving ammo, making every shot count, and it's got this charge shot mechanic that brings a whole new flavor to landing those blows. Having a pretty damn good time travel story, that's the icing on the cake. Stick through some of the bad voice acting because the actual narrative underneath is quite good. I talked a whole bunch about this game already, so check that out if you want to see me geek out about survival horror mechanics and cozy horror aesthetics and kitty cats and stuff, but overall, yeah, I'd say if you like the new Resident Evil games or Dead Space or anything similar, you'll probably like Chronos a lot. Number 5. Watching indies bring back the classic survival horror genre these past few years has been absolutely wild, dude, because they're coming in all different shapes and sizes, more than I ever thought possible. And ooh, Labyrinth of the Demon King, yet another new shape, yet another new size, and it is a wicked sick new spin on the whole thing. Awaiting you in the bowels of hell, we got heavy combat and truly terrifying atmosphere. Listen to this, man. Skirmish down on under. Can you vanquish the Demon King? It's a pretty slammin' take on classic survival horror, even taking elements as obscure as not showing you where you are in the map, SIREN style. I already gave the game a full review back in the fall, so check that out if you want to hear more. But yeah, if you like the PS1 Silent Hill or gritty PS1 horror visuals or, I don't know, like Dark Souls type games from soft stuff, you'd probably like Labyrinth of the Demon King. Number 4. Blueprints isn't just bananas. It's the golden banana, dude. It's sort of hard to explain all the layers of this thing. Blueprints is a super addicting house building puzzle game.
You wake up, enter your mysterious inherited mansion, click a door, see what you get, try to build all the way to the secret room at the end, and uncover your family's messy, mysterious history. I see why the roguelike stuff turns people away, especially during the post-game or late game where you need stupid luck to get what you're trying to do to happen, but I recommend at least playing until the credits. Like when you get to the room at the end and then you get just the normal ending. That much is a fairly comfortable experience. With every run, you'll build up more options and items until you're turning the whole thing inside out, figuring out how rooms link together in different ways, learning strats to get to the end better while uncovering layer after layer of hidden puzzles, story, and meaning that you've walked by 50 times and didn't even realize it was there. I did as much as I could of the post-game with my wife before getting a little tired of it. It truly is an amazing thing, Blueprints. I easily think it is deserving of every fancy little award it got. My wife and I were putting our noggins together in a way that has only ever been rivaled by Outer Wilds. It is such a more than meets the eye kind of game. I think everybody should at least give this thing a chance someday, like get it on sale or something. Don't beat yourself up if the post game isn't for you, because even the core thing is amazing as hell. After that, well, it's just down to your lingering curiosity to determine how deep you will dig. Number 3. Been following this one for years now. It's the new big game from the creators of Anodyne and Sephine, and everything I've seen from it leading up to its release, it looked unbelievably unique. Like, it looked like something new. Angeline Era is a game for people who love video games. It draws from both absurdly unexpected places like Hydelight of all things, and also the raw weirdness of the popular classics. I always see Mello spring up Ocarina of Time's Cowhole, and I think that is a fantastic benchmark on what to expect from this thing. It's this huge 3D NES map full of secrets everywhere. Just hold the triangle button in place, check it real quick, and see if there's anything tucked away. Oh, and the action gameplay? Amazing evolution of what they had going on in Anodyne. It's screen-by-screen battles, but instead of being a simple Zelda clone, you got the revolutionary Bumpslash system. I haven't played something that feels quite like this. It is smooth, dude. You think just running into enemies would be really simple and easy, but no. You gotta consider the recoil, all the positioning of everything. Lean into it. Pepper in those gunshots that you'll earn with each successful bump. If you played Wise, you know what you're looking at. If you don't, well, maybe I could describe it as like a 3D Smash Bros with a gun? I don't know. But you know what I mean. It's like a 3D combat game where the double jump is not for platforming, but instead dodging and attacking. It's also the only game I've ever played that asked me if I wanted to bump up the difficulty because they thought I was doing pretty good. Usually games annoyingly do the opposite of this. Thanks. Watching their games evolve and grow has been nuts, because Anodyne is like an okay game that hides an amazing undergame. But this thing is all amazing game, all amazing undergame smashed together, and both executed better than anything they've ever made before. Careful and curious design pulls you into the world, and I love that it gives you just enough freedom to feel like you can go out and see what you find without ever feeling way too lost. It's a cool looking thing too. It's designed for readability. You've got them tight senses with the fast action here, but man, the colors! I don't know how she does it, but Marina's always given these games such incredible color palettes. It's gotta be that broccoli technology. Story is really damn cool too. It all begins when an angel falls from the sky, and before you know it, men are fighting over its body. Men who call a fraction of the universe God, as angels cry for the universe's unacknowledged complexity. How they used to shimmer through infinitum, and now that they've landed on this tiny island of the universe that humans call everything, the angels are forgetting the actual everything that exists beyond the pale. So, to preserve the memory of the grand and the beings of old, you have to collect all the funny RPG items across the land to save the angels and help them back to their funny infinity. The writing in all of these games fits my absolute core philosophy of only taking yourself as seriously as you want in any given moment, because you got the story that's saying something really potent and thought-provoking, but it's also just as ready to be, like, stupid, have dumb dialogue, play pranks on you. You remember, like, the Zelda merchant killing you? If you like that type stuff, you're gonna love Angeline Era. And yet another amazing soundtrack from Melos Hantani as well. You've heard a lot of the music from this game in this video already. It can be really relaxing. It can be blood bumping. But most importantly, it is absolutely, totally unafraid to be stupid as shit whenever it feels like it. Hitman World of Assassination is already one of the greatest games you can get on modern platforms. But now that they've added PSVR 2 support, it has taken on a whole new life.
I love how many different things you can do with just the pistol. For example, throw it over the wall to get it past the security check. Throw it at your feet if you need to make a noise. I use it for shooting cameras a hell of a lot more than shooting guys. You can do some really funny stuff in this. Okay, I got this pistol somehow past both of the guards just by throwing it, just so I can ring the doorbell and shoot Janice right in his stupid face right when he answers. Then hit him with a naked gun type shit. Reload. I can't believe you can tap somebody's shoulder and get past them like this. It is a little finicky, sure, but once you get a feel for it, it creates some ridiculously satisfying plays. It's also one of the best VR games just for chilling out. In nice looking places all around the world, Hitman will take you. What are you doing here? Walking around Avon Island, that felt like a vacation come to truth. The sun beaming down on you. I also love turning off the music so I can just hear all the sounds around me. But my favorite thing about this game is how it gives me the exact kind of chaotic sandbox, stupid freedom I've always wanted in VR. I mean, you heard of a ding-dong ditch. You wish. Putting you in the shoes of a trained killer who is hell-bent on being the goofiest assassin to live. Standing there in the gala after a long trip to Paris. The target walks down the steps where you can't control yourself. Monkey mode kicks in. The gorilla is coming. Outsmart your targets. I know they're both gonna meet right there. I bet I could throw a bomb. I bet I could get the bomb right there. Can I do it? Oh. Yes! No! Use your fiber wire to make your enemies die. Use your Hitman strength to knock them into the sky. Rave. Hack. Steal. Hide the body. Search. Scout. Snipe. Hide the body. Right whack, slam, punch. Gonna have these fools for lunch. Load your gun, having fun. Hide the body. Now, playing the way you're supposed to is pretty swell and fine and fun and everything and all that good stuff. However, this game also doubles as a coconuts John Wick simulator. The way you slam yourself down to the ground, get under cover, and then reach over to blind fire at him. You stare down the barrel, you give him a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check the corner, check back. He's getting up. One last bullet, drop him to the ground. And I'll be taking that. Hit the guard with a one-handed blast. I have a whole lot of fun just trying to see if I can wipe out every guard on the map. I've only managed to do it on 2 maps because it's a really freaking hard thing to do. You die like really easily and realistically. Again, it's John Wick. You're hearing the bullets whiz past you. It's all like stressful. And you're like, it's awesome, dude. Well, it took 4 entire different tries making this game into a VR thing, but IO finally freaking did it. The mission-based structure of this game also makes it way better at being like a VR-paced thing. Like, I love the Resident Evil 4 VR mode, but I don't want to be standing for the entire stretch of that long game. Right? This thing really has everything. It is like the AAA VR game. It's fun if you play it the way you're supposed to. It's fun if you goof around. It's fun just engaging with the gunplay. I'm seeing a lot of PC VR players who like Hitman very jealous of the PSVR 2 version, so I really hope they port this version of it to PC as well. This is the way to play Hitman now, so they gotta put this version on as many VR platforms possible.
Number 1.
You wake up one day in your apartment, just like normal. But there's a color you've never seen shining through the window. There's this uncanny invisible force. No, a natural desire drawing you towards the window. Stop! Don't do it! Don't look outside! Everyone is changing. My neighbors aren't who they used to be. There's teeth growing out of their arms. There's arms growing out of their heads. There's heads growing out of their necks. Necks growing out of their knees. Knees growing out of them. Most of all, who they even are as people. It's trickling away more and more until all that remains, all that they even are, is pain. Pain and the manic, obsessive desire to make everybody around them also feel nothing but pain. The light in the sky is changing how atoms themselves even work, how cells interact, our carbon forms are splitting and rotting and warping. What is it even? Is it an alien? Is it a comet? Is it a tear in space-time? You can't even find out, because if you look at it, you won't know anything ever again. You won't even be human. You won't even be you. You won't even know what you'll become. Is anyone alive? Is anyone normal? Is it my neighbors, my landlord, the janitor, the guy running the cafe? Oh, hey, these guys are still in here. Some of them seem pretty chill. I mean, they're kind of weirdo. Some of them don't even seem to mind they're turning into freaks. Hey, anybody know what that thing was? I mean, you looked at it, right? Oh, no, you didn't look at it. Just, some of the light just got on your elbow and now you're this thing? You never know who's safe to talk to. Neighbors knocking on your door. Are you gonna help them? They're survivors too. It's always a gamble. Will you get a new party member? or something else? Explore the entire apartment building for survivors and answers. Work with a cult to indirectly discover the source of light, or maybe you find your own answers. You can make so many choices of your own, impacting the ending, who you meet along the way. There's so much freedom and variety in this game, it can make every single playthrough totally unique. They got that Persona 5 apartment stuff, you can cook ingredients you find to make food for your party, maybe play some of the video games you found out there for stat bonuses. You only have so many days before the light passes, so how will you spend that finite time? Will you wait it out, stay inside, or do you surrender to the curiosity? Or do you really try to get to the bottom of it all? Look Outside is just a simple RPG Maker game, but it is one of the most well-written, choice-heavy, dynamic, and bone-chilling RPGs I've ever played in my life. I've always wanted a game to do this color out of space concept, and I was delighted to see that they didn't cheap out. They didn't half-ass it, no. They really genuinely explore the hell out of this concept. They don't just use it as set dressing or as a cheap scare or as just vibes. They're fully exploring it as cosmic horror and the human nature of people reacting to something they don't understand. The classic, like Majora's Mask, just put the end of the world in the sky and see how every human being reacts differently. And of course, with a dash of Trailer Park Boys comedy, where you got all these lovable freaks trying to make the best out of the absolute worst. This thing is the next Elisa, dude. It's not going for the same kind of story or message or setting or anything, but structurally, gameplay-wise, the way it tells the story, the blend of comedy and brutality, the freedom, the bosses all around the map, the way you build your party, it is everything that made me love the hell out of Lisa, and even more on top of it. It is not just one of the greatest RPG Maker games ever made, it is truly one of my favorite RPGs, period. It's not very often I get to say that. I've never been able to say that. Not once. This is the first time I get to say it. I think I found an RPG Maker game that's doing what Lisa does. I'm getting that again, and it's doing even more on top of that as well. So freaking man, you gotta play Look Outside. It's not a demanding game. It's RPG Maker. It'll run on the crappiest of laptops. Maybe it'll come to Switch or something too someday, but for now, try to find a way to play it. Hey, huge shout out to Uncle Derek from Stop Skeletons from Fighting. He was talking a whole lot about it on social media, and that was my big nudge to actually try this thing for myself. So I'm giving you guys that exact same nudge. Go check out Look Outside. It's a meaty game for the price too. You're gonna be getting weeks out of it with all the different choices you can make, all the different endings, all the party members, all the different things you can find on so many different playthroughs. It is a wicked freaking game. So yeah, that just about does it for my top 10 of the year. Thank you guys for checking it out. Hopefully you found something that you like. Hopefully I got you guys riding a bike. And as always, keep your pickles in a jar. Your life will go far. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, that's enough of that.